This is Destiny, and today at 39 years old, she is completely broke. You also have credit card debt, and quite a bit. $3,546, $3,915, $5,859. Here, if I look at the sum of your debt, $42,000. But what's most interesting is that just 2 years ago, she received $150,000, but ended up blowing it all. Where did that money go?
I spent it.
From awful deals to bad financial decisions, this video provides a perfect example on how fast money can disappear when mismanaged. Is Destiny done for? Welcome to Finance Action, the show where we take action. My name is Romain, and today I have the pleasure to be with Destiny. Destiny, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome, Destiny, let's look at your profile. So you are 39 years old, you're originally from San Antonio, Texas. You live in Joshua Tree, California, and you work in clinical trial as a vendor and as a movie producer. Is that right?
Yes.
Excellent. Looking at the way you rated your personal finances from chilling to Mayday, today, Destiny, you rated yourself as surviving, which is not bad to hear, but there is quite a bit. And I want you to tell me a little bit about what brings you today to feel like you're surviving? Because at some point, you were in a really good spot.
Yeah. So I was in a car accident 2 years ago, and I won a settlement for $150K.
$150,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
And it was from a company truck that hit me.
Okay.
They were on their phone, so it was their fault. Had witnesses and all that stuff, and yeah. After that, I kind of went overboard and spent all of it.
All of it?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. In 2 years? Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. So it took you 2 years to spend that money on things that are questionable. Okay, so that was 2 years ago. But again, you're 39. Today you're coming in a show with a situation that's a little bit of a struggle, with much respect. Before we dive into where you spend that money, kind of what have been the fluctuations of your life?
Well, I'm Native American, Kickapoo tribe from Eagle Pass, Texas. And so it was a little struggle because of the stereotyping on our kind. And I've just been trying to find myself from that. My mom's husband, who is my stepdad, had family in Minnesota. So I tried to move up there, which I did. I really love it. But with his family, they didn't like what we were.
Wow, okay.
And it hurt, it hurt. So I moved out, found an apartment that was a really good deal for me to live on my own. It was a little struggle because, like, working at a fast food place, it was too fast paced for me.
Why would you say it's too fast paced?
I have learning disability. I have ADHD, and I'm autistic too. So it was really hard to speak to people because I also had speech disorder.
Okay.
And it is a struggle. I have a hard time understanding things, counting. Math wasn't very good to me, and of course, because I'm in a struggle.
Okay. So a little bit of a challenging upbringing, kind of a little bit distorted from your roots, kind of finding your spot.
Yep.
Was your family wealthy to help you support your...
No. We weren't very we weren't wealthy enough. It was hard for my mom to even try to help me because of her problems. I don't want to cry.
No, it's fair. I understand. Yeah.
But I did have help here and there. I did have nice people, friends who gifted me things when I first lived on my own, and I did have relationships that were there to help a little, but they weren't very good to me as having a boyfriend and them treating me disrespectfully and not knowing how to handle my outbursts and moods when you're dealing with a learning disability person. So it was very difficult to have a good relationship with, Is
it still the case today?
Yeah.
I see.
this is hard.
Okay. So walk me through a little bit about kind of from those years. So that's where when you were kind of a little bit younger, working in fast food, but then how has your work evolved?
I found myself wanting something a little bit different, and I was in this tragic situation where I was attacked. I was attacked at a restaurant bar. It was a hate crime towards me because I was Native, and they didn't like Natives, and they didn't like the way, because I love dancing too. They freestyle, modern dance and all too. And so during that time, I had people who didn't like me, and I didn't understand why they were being mean to me because of my learning disability. I felt like I was being attacked, and also all I did was write up like a review on the restaurant and how these people treated me. They didn't like that much, and so they jumped me. they hit me in the bathroom. I tried to get the cops. Like I tried to figure out things, but I didn't understand things, and it just made me really depressed that time. 2018, I had a horrible car accident in San Antonio, Texas. I just bought a nice car, and around Thanksgiving, I get hit in the back with a company truck. It was traffic, so we're all still, and all of a sudden I get hit in the back, and they said that he was on his phone. He wasn't paying attention.
So something that I want to tell you as well, guys, please be very careful of your usage of the phone when driving. Because nowadays, what they do is, every phone has an history. And so companies, insurance, they're going to go to your phone and they're going to scroll and they're going to see exactly what has been going on. So if you are, watching YouTube, or if you are, texting or any of that, there is traceability for it. And they can show proof in court that goes against you when driving that you were actually on your phone when this arose.
Yeah.
This is probably what happened on yours.
He actually admitted that he was on his phone
well,
to the
that's
police.
jackpot.
Yeah. And there was witnesses too, and the cops came, and he's like, yeah, he admitted he was on his phone. And I was like, well, there you go. That's what I probably wanted to.
Do you get injured at the time?
Yeah, I thought I broke my arm because when the air matches blew in my face, I guess I was trying to block it because I can't reach the pedal. I'm short, so I have to be a little bit close. But I don't remember. I did black out a little bit, but I do remember like blocking the airbag from hitting my face. And so this hit me really hard, and it jerked me really bad, and it made a damage to right here. And it also messed up my 4 and 5 level disc.
So you had surgery?
Yeah, I had surgery.
So you had a lawsuit, then I'm sure you sued the truck company.
Yep, yeah.
Go through the whole process. How long does the process take?
2 years.
2 years, and then the settlement comes. You get how much?
$150K.
$150K for you in your pocket.
Yeah.
Now what do you do? What do you do, Destiny?
I'm supposed to save it.
Yeah, right. That's what we wish happened. But what do you truly do now? You have this money coming into your account like a jackpot.
Yeah.
Not jackpot, but
I spent it.
But what did you spend it on?
I did get a new truck.
Okay.
I did get a brand new truck.
Okay.
And the dealership screwed me over on that because they took the $10,000,
Oh, you put the down payment.
They pocketed it.
You didn't get a receipt?
I had receipts, but they did weird. They told me to go to the AT&T and cash it out without using my card. So I used the card, and
was it a certified dealership, like a real, or just a backyard guy?
It was like a world. I don't know.
It was a big company or just a small?
It was a small one, and I didn't pay attention. I should have like checked the reviews because after it, there was a lot of people that got screwed over too, and it was like a 37 value on the truck. So I put 10, and I was supposed to get like 27 from the loan and all, and I was so frustrated because I was with them the whole day trying to get this truck. Why would it take forever just to get a truck? Here's money. Just give me the truck. and they took forever on it. And they had me driving around to get money out of the ATM because they're like,
What?
oh, we need cash. So it's like weird. I was like, well, I can't. I can't.
Scammed like crazy.
Yeah, I did. But I didn't
You
know.
have ATM receipts to show that though.
No, I lost all of it. And I did.
Electronic ones.
But I have bank statements.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got screwed on the car. We'll be speaking about this. You still have a lot of debt on it.
Yeah.
What else? If that was only it, because you spent about $10,000-$15,000. You have $135,000. Where did that money go?
So during COVID, I put 35 into a financial advisor investing company.
35,000, right?
Yes, 35.
Oof. Okay.
And that was during.
not bad. Okay.
Yeah, and that was supposed to grow.
Yeah.
And I guess with COVID, it took half of that.
Did you
And
cash out?
I cashed out around 20.
Oh, so you had
20,000.
lost
I lost-
$10,000 and you cashed out.
Yeah, so I had to take it out because I wasn't making anything. I was losing it.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
that's probably what happened is that, of course, they invested in one of the year that the stock market dumped.
Yeah. And so I'm not listening to my friends anymore on that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
I know
not
they
really their
tried.
fault.
I know they tried, but
yeah, but you generally when you go for investing like this, number one, I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. Financial advisor left and right. Yes, for certain complex situations, they can be very beneficial. But for the most part, the S&P 500, an ETF that that represents the top 500 companies in the United States, have outperformed the vast majority of financial advisors. So for what we call low accounts, like you and I, 150,000 or so, we don't really need a financial advisor. Let's be honest, right? I mean, that's my personal take. That's me.
yeah, and I thought I would raise that, and I guess no, that was another thing lost to me.
When you invest into the market, especially in your situation, you had 150 on the side, you put 35. That was a good idea from the friend.
Yeah.
But you have to be agnostic of the results in the short term. Generally, you want to bet it on the long term. Money is not going to rise like this. There is fluctuations in the market, right?
Yeah.
And not every year is going to rock. You're looking at a base, right? You're looking at an average.
Mm-hmm.
So cashing out that early was not maybe the best decision, because I can tell you most probably if you had not cashed out that money, you would be
Probably.
very positive today. Okay, so
Yeah.
there is that. Where else did you invest your money?
Oh, it was my birthday, so I went to Mexico for 2 weeks. So that was that. I actually went to the rich part of Mexico. I didn't know that, so I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, all right.
So
I see some other type of expenses, huh?
yeah, jewelry, clothes, going out. I go out a lot to eat and drink.
Gosh, Destiny, you had the jackpot coming through.
I know.
And you let it go in 2 years. I'm going to reassure you, it's actually the syndrome. It's what we call the lottery disease.
That's what I hear. And
The lottery
I got
disease.
caught.
That's what happens, is when you get a massive amount of money that you don't know what to do, and you feel like, oh, I can finally enjoy my life, because
Yeah.
if I look at your statements from those past years, you were not working neither during that time. So you were peace and love.
Yeah.
You didn't
And-
think at this time money was going to run out?
No, I was too the lottery disease.
But what is nice to see, though, is that you also ended up investing into producing a feature film.
Yeah.
All right, back from the trailer. So this movie production, I can see some of the expenses also was expensive. A lot of ups and downs, not easy. It's not yet released. It might release pretty soon.
Yes.
Walk me through kind of what have been going on with this, because that's also a,
That was like a nightmare. The movie's not a nightmare. I'm so proud of what I have achieved.
Yeah.
And especially with many, many people helping out. But it was like, how you say blood tears, sweat,
Yeah.
in that order, and suffering, pain. Pretty much some of the camera guys were actually drinking on set. I was dealing with really, really shady people, and I wish I researched more. And that's one thing that I need to start doing is paying attention more on people. And I decided to make a feature film. I did the script. I contacted a couple people that were very, successful with the Indigo.
So how much did you raise on Indigo for that movie?
It was around $30,000.
$30,000.
Yep.
Wow.
And
okay.
And so.
And the promise was that you were going to release that when?
2 years ago. But it had.
Are they going to see some money at some point, you think?
I hoped. I mean, I have distributions interested in it, and I'm hoping to make money off of it for all the hard work. I mean.
So, how much money did you invested in this movie that has yet to be released?
With mine included, I'm gonna probably say maybe $45,000, but half of that needs to come back because they did horrible. They did horrible. So I think it was like $15,000 altogether.
Okay, and then on top of that, you also lended money to friends.
Yes. Well, $5,000 to him, and then the movie wasted 15. I lost 15. That needs to come back.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It never comes back.
Oh, we're gonna get it back. I probably got a lawyer, so I'm good.
So you're expecting money from the car, from the actors, from the editors, from the friends.
Oh, then that's more than. It's like 10.
So wait. So
20.
what was the thought behind lending money again to friends and so on?
I love him. He's my best friend, and
does he have a plan to pay you back?
Oh yes.
How long has it been?
Less than a year, but he's.
Does he know the financial situation you're in today?
Yes.
And he's just peace and love right now, like.
No, he got my back. He's got a big deal this coming up next month, and he's.
Everybody's got a big deal. Everybody's got a big deal all the time. You owe you $5,000, and the other one's on you 15, and we're not seeing a penny on it. Okay, I mean, guys, let's be frank. I have had 2 experiences lending money to friends. Twice it was like shit. It's always like this. It's always like this.
I'm getting interest from it.
You're getting interest?
Interest on top of that. That's why he's.
Yeah, have you got a dime since you? All right. Interest is great when we get some payments.
Yeah.
Generally, guys, I mean, finances with friends and family, it's always a disaster.
It's
My
always.
father gave me one rule in life: never make business with friends because you're gonna lose them. That's the problem with it.
That's true. I'm so nice, and I'm tired of people walking up.
You're so nice. You had $150,000, and where did that lead you? That is coming up with our next segment, looking at your income and your assets. Just right before we dive into the income and assets, I want to take a quick minute to walk you through a personal story. About 3 years ago, I was walking in the south of France throughout a local market, and I happened to meet this older gentleman who is building bracelets on his table. What I found was that the person was using coins from the 1920s, which at the time were a sign of wealth, perseverance, and strength. And since then, guys, it's been 3 years. I've never taken this bracelet off. As I thought about an item for us as a community, it feels like there is something greater with us together, all of us kind of taking action. I'm very pleased to introduce you today to Frenchie. Frenchie is a product that is still handcrafted, 100% made in France, from the packaging to, of course, the coin and everything around it. This is, to me, probably an item that I often look at when I think about the actions that I'm taking, or just as a memory. And as we think about us, a community together, which soon is going to hit 20,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I'm so thankful. I wanted to share this with you. When you order, you also get a little story that speaks about the history behind this piece, signed by me. If you're seeing this video, you can enter the code FinanceAction for 15%. This is more than just a piece of jewelry for me, and I hope that it will also be for you and your family. If you are in credit card debt or if you are underwater on some of your bills, this can wait. But if you want to feel like you want to be part of this journey with me and with us, then check out the link below. Thank you so much for your attention, and now let's get back to our content. So, guys, it took 2 years, and where do we find ourselves today? 2 accounts. One checking with a balance of 910, okay? And another one with 4,600. What else do you have?
Like, like what?
Like a saving account?
Oh, no.
Retirement funds? Investments?
Nope.
Nothing. That's it.
Yep.
You have a car,
Yep.
but you have a debt on the car.
Yeah. And it's not working.
How much?
Yeah. So the dealership that I got the truck from, I felt something was wrong with it. I can tell something is wrong. So like 3 months ago, it won't gas. And it's a brand new spanking truck. 2 years old. I have video of it now. So tomorrow.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
it's a shit on everything that we touch here. Holy smokes, Destiny. Okay, so how much do you own on that car?
$26,000
$26,000.
left on it.
Okay. What car is it?
It's a Hyundai Santa Cruz,
What year?
2022. It's already starting to have problems. I already knew it had problems when I first
It's
got
worth
it.
$19,000.
Now,
You own 26.
how do I survive? How did I get here?
Why are you lending money left and right?
I know.
Okay, so all right. So
I just let you know, my laugh is a tick. I'm literally crying inside.
okay, so we'll get you bring together. So I'm gonna put this in your assets. So right now, if we look at the sum of your assets, so your 2 checking accounts plus the car, you're looking at 24,700. Okay, but again, I mean,
I need to stop spending on stuff.
yeah, because your spending is also very interesting. We'll be speaking about this. But cash right now in your pocket, you have 5,500. Okay, now.
Where?
Yeah. I mean, is your friend asking you for money again?
Oh, I'm done. Oh, I'm done helping people.
Okay.
That was it. I'm so done.
Let's look at your income. So I see so many different income streams. The leading one is clinical trials. You're the queen of clinical trials.
I'm a lab rat.
So right now you're expecting, I see big payments coming through from one. It's a $15,000 contract for 4 months. What do you have to do for that price?
They take my blood.
That's it?
They take my blood.
But you have to take some form of medicine or any?
Yeah, it was. It's kind of like a flu shot.
So it's like some form of vaccine that you have to do? Mm-hmm. Against what?
I don't know.
And you're willing to take any?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years now. I'm fine.
Gosh. You didn't even know the clinical trial is about?
No, I do. Is
it safe?
I mean, there is side effects. I mean, for
what side effects?
Like headaches or like a flu, kind of like the COVID. I only got headaches, but it was only for a day, and I was fine.
Whew.
I know I'm crazy.
Okay, so that's the large portion of your income. I also see that you have some income coming from farmers market. Mm-hmm. So you sell jewelry. Mm-hmm. You take a commission. Mm-hmm. How does that work? What do you do?
I sell sunnies and jewelry, and so whatever I make that day, and the hourly, like probably $20 an hour.
$20 an hour plus commission.
Yep.
Okay.
Like 10%.
So about a couple $100 per weekend. Mm-hmm. And I also see that you do a little bit of delivery on the side and so on. If that's not you, that's buying delivery. Okay. So together that brings your monthly income right now, and that's thanks to the clinical trial.
Yeah, lucky that I got it.
To about $3,000 net. Okay. Or per year, about $52,000. If we compare that against the median in the United States between 35 and 44, the median is at $61,300. You live in California in Joshua Tree, which is a Very nice area, actually. Great for tourism.
Yes.
But quite expensive because of the taxation aspect of California.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. Selling and
Do you have any other source of income coming through? Because that clinical trial is ending soon.
yeah.
What are you gonna do after?
More.
You can sign up for pretty much everything. There is always a clinical trial going on.
Yeah. But I have to wait 30 days because you have to be washed out. So any, I call it chemicals in your body, you have to wash out.
And you're not scared about that?
No.
No?
I'm saving the world. I help people.
I mean, it's
So
true in a way.
And sometimes, like, if I do take something, I just get hyper from it.
By the...
So the medicines, yeah.
Okay, let's transition, guys, to the juicy part of our discussion. Your expenses and your debt. And this is going to get exciting. I'm going to start with a very nice expense. How much do you pay for rent in Joshua Tree?
$444.
Oh, that's not bad. How are you pulling that?
It's included with everything, and I got it from my friend who they did have a little tiny home.
Oh, like those tiny house? Very
she
nice.
does Airbnb too. It's a very popular area for Airbnb.
Yeah, it's massive. I almost bought a land over there. Actually, I went through a whole process about doing this because, as you guys may know, I'm actually running an Airbnb in Arizona. It was supposed to be in Joshua Tree. It's been actually doing decently good.
Yeah.
It's a renovated Airstream from 1975.
Oh,
completely redone. Unique experience.
Yeah.
Would I do it again?
I mean, you're making money.
Yeah, but
and I'm trying to do
people
that
say
too.
Airbnb is passive and stuff, but it's far from doing that. On my side, it is because I gave the key to someone. They take a commission. But I got a really good contact. Otherwise, it's far from being passive. Anyway, so 444 in Joshua Tree, not a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's 15% of your income. We keep below 28. Jackpot, you keep that as long as you can for now. Okay,
Yep.
I mean nothing's gonna beat this. It has internet, it has water, everything.
Yep.
Jackpot. You think you can stay there long term?
Oh yeah, I asked and she's happy. So I was like,
Yeah?
yeah. So I was like, yes.
Okay.
So I sell on the weekends. I do the lab rat thing, and deliveries on the weekdays.
Yeah,
so I'm
but
good
now
to go.
let's move at your transportation. Your car is more expensive than your house.
Yes.
You have a car debt of $24,541 and an interest rate of 6%. Not bad. Monthly payment $518. As I look into some of the rest of your expense for it, gas around $200 a month. That's because of deliveries. Insurance is crazy. $320. Why do you pay $320 for a car insurance?
Yeah.
All right. That brings your transportation
fight that.
expense to 34% of your income. We like it to be below 15. So you're underwater. $6,000 on your car. It's not working. The insurance is expensive. But if this was only it, you also have credit card debt. And quite a bit. You have, let's do the nice one, Ultra Beauty. $3,546 at an interest rate of 30%. Monthly payment $292. And two collections. Two credit cards. One is Care Credit. I don't know what it is. $3,915. The interest rate was 28%. What was that?
I went to it's like a spa thing, like get your face done.
Okay.
Like facials.
You
and
spent
stuff, like,
$7,000 on spa?
Yes.
No. You
But
can't.
not plastic. I don't do plastic.
But
surgery
$7,000?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you put it on the credit card?
I had something wrong with my tummy, so they did like a lipo section on it,
Okay.
and because I messed it up, and that's kind of what I spend all my money.
Oh, a
from,
surgery.
the stomach, cool sculpting and stuff. And the last one messed me up really badly, so I had to like remove the old fat. So they did lipo. So that was the money.
You say you don't do plastic surgery? That's literally pure plastic surgery.
That's not plastic surgery. That's removing fat. I got holes. That's like I'm not putting anything in my body.
What plastic surgery
I'm
is.
trying to remove the fat that got messed up.
Okay, I see also Mexico, Marriott, $5,859 collection. What was that?
Traveling.
How? Because you're increasing those balances. Right now, your credit utilization is 110%. You had $150,000. You spent it, but you're continuing to spend on your credit cards. What happened? Why didn't you block?
I have a hard time not spending money on things. I bought expensive jewelry and clothes.
I see that last month. Huh?
Yeah.
Still up to last month, my friend Destiny. $250, jewelry $50, and of course the queen of lattes. Every day $6 on lattes. You're supporting local business, yeah, but we can't do that, my dear friend. Can't do that. You're stacking on bad debt. Here, if I look at the sum of your debt, I'm glad at least you don't have like student loans or payday loans, none of that. $42,000. Your net worth right now is minus 17,590. How do you think about money? So I tell you that. What's your reaction? How do you feel? Do you realize it, or you like, whatever? What do you feel?
I love money.
Yeah, you love money, but you don't have any more.
I know.
So what are you gonna do? Because your credit score right now is shot.
Yes.
499
Yeah.
because of those collections. How do you feel? Walk me a little bit through the emotions here. I need to understand so that I can speak to you in the recommendations, because, you had money, but then you spent it. And then here I see on your short-term goals, your next goal is to make movies again. But you don't have the money to assume for those movies. At least I'm glad that you don't have really dependence right now. I believe you have a small pet, but
my dad's taking care of him.
right? Are you? Do you want to have a family at some point? Okay, so it's going to be you. As I look into some of the rest of your expenses, we'll be speaking about the bad truck, but you use food stamps,
Yes.
so that helps you out. But again, you're eating out almost every day. Why?
I don't know. I like cooking, but it just takes time. And
But what do you use your time on? Clinical trials is is one spot. I'm sorry. The vendors is the weekend.
yeah.
Where does your time go?
Sleeping.
Usually, I want to apply some form of logic and math, but in your case, you didn't have money. You were passing by. You had a lot of money. You spent it all, and you're still spending like crazy. And right now, if I show you an intervention, I don't think you're catching on it. What is important to you? Because like clothes is okay. You're 39. You're in good health. I'm sorry, you're putting your life in some form of risk with clinical trials. You don't know what's going to happen. But on the side, you have nothing to back you up if something was to arise. How can I speak to you? How can I approach you? Help me out a little bit here.
It's a struggle to do 9-to-5 jobs.
Okay.
It's a struggle to speak to people.
Okay.
It's a struggle to like even do cashier because it's hard to sometimes count money and all because of the disability and just the overwhelming of people constantly. Like doing the fast food place broke me. I couldn't do it anymore. It was hard. Like the Walmart was fun because I was dealing with animals. So I don't know. I was just disappointed myself.
No. So you have a good relationship with animals? Mm-hmm. What has not prone you to want to work with in that field if you're passionate about it?
I don't know.
Okay. Because right now, what I'm feeling is a little bit, Destiny, is that you're bored and you spend. Your days are not really filled with anything. Yeah, I mean, you're filled with fighting for money, fighting. A lot of your story is a lot of fights, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. A lot of the money that you're expecting, your future, when you define your future with me, is oh, I'm going to get this money from those guys, the car, the lawyer, the thing. But isn't that, you see what I mean? Like, yes, that is good, but I feel like there is more. You see what I mean? Your future shouldn't just be winning lawsuits and fight that you had with other individuals. I feel in a way that, aren't you kind of hiding yourself a little bit behind those kind of clinical trials that's good money, but it's high risk? Why don't we think about something for you that speaks a little bit more to you? You know? The system, in a way, is against you. The system is against you.
It is.
Okay? The system is, it's a capitalism system that for the most part, money is king. Let's be realistic. And so if they can take advantage of a position or something, it's against you.
Yep.
So here, I'm not against you. I'm on your side. For once. Okay? So we have to organize your finances in a way that are going to make sense so that you limit your exposure to being taken advantage of. Because if I look at where you spend the whole 150,000, about half of it was for you being taken advantage of. And we can't have that. Because again, you're 40 years old. We need to put you in a spot that at some point you're going to have. We don't know what can happen at any time. I had someone sitting on that chair, okay, that when they were sitting, they were 52 years old. At 41, they wake up, multiple sclerosis, can't see on one eye, fearing for her life. Everything changed for her. So what I'm saying is, I don't want something to arise to you, Destiny, and we are not ready because today you're cruising. You're cruising. But to be honest, you're showing here with hundreds of dollars per month of spend on clothes and so on. So you're cruising. It's fine. I will live by until something arises, and then it's a downfall. So we need to plan for that something to arise. We can't let you go down. But to that, we have to change your behavior. We have to change how you look at things. And now that we know a little bit more about your story, let's transition together into our next segment, which looks at the money case. Okay, so for this money case, I'm going to do something that I've received a ton of questions about that may or may not apply to you, but we will see. But it definitely applies to the person that you were at some point. And this is, if I get any form of money, bonus, what would I do with it? Okay? So what would I have potentially done if I had gotten up to $150,000? Okay, but that is mostly to educate kind of our audience about kind of when you get those lump sums of money, how would I attribute this amount? So I'm going to start first with something a little bit chill, which is $10,000. So I get $10,000. It's a bonus. Nice. Finally, I get some money in. What do I do with that? Well, number one, I recommend you to pay any form of debt that has an interest higher than 10%. For you, it's going to be a little bit different, actually, because we have nothing else. Assuming that you have something a little bit on the side, a little bit of money on your checking account, personally, I would fill that with about $3,000 to $4,000 on a checking account or an emergency fund on a high yield saving, and then allocate as much money as you can towards paying a 10% interest debt. My big point is, it is always better to pay back debt that has an interest higher than 10% versus investing. That's my rule of thumb. So if I have a car that's 12%, I will spend money on that car. If I have anything that's higher than 10%, I will pay back that debt. Now let's be a little bit more ballsy, and let's say that I'm getting $50,000, then what would I do? Because with 10, depending on your debt, you have to pay back your debt. And for the most part, I would put that into an emergency fund. I wouldn't really spend or invest much of that money. So what would I do with $50,000? Well, again, I will pay debt. But let's say debt is already paid. Now, what do? I would put personally 40% of it into an emergency fund that I don't touch. Personally, I have an emergency fund of $50,000, okay, that I never touch no matter what. This is multiple months of living. Generally, we like it to be between 3 and 6 months. What else would I do? Well, I would most probably, let's be honest with you, spend about a couple $1,000 into fun. That is a trip to Mexico. That is, a little bit of jewelry, about 10% of it. Assuming, again, this is a jackpot, right? What would I do with it? So you want to have fun, 10% is a good allocation. You've spent 100,000 plus of yours on fun, right? That's a bad allocation. What would I else do with this? Well, I would put potentially $7,000 to max out my Roth IRA immediately. That's a retirement position. And I would invest the rest into brokerage account, okay? Into positions that we generally really like, which are VOO, VGT, VTI, QQQ, SPYI. And personally, myself, no financial advice on anything, about 10% in crypto. That's kind of what I like to be into. Okay, so this is 50 grand. That's still not a crazy amount of money. To be honest, you're safeguarding yourself in an emergency. You're putting yourself for fun and for retirement. And then you're investing into the market into pretty safe position. I wouldn't put anything that is individual stocks. Maybe a little bit of NVIDIA, about 3%. That's what I like of my portfolio myself. Again, no financial advisor. But here, if you guys want some of the juice, I am giving away a little bit of juice. Okay. Now, let's dream. And let's say that one day I get $150,000. Now, for you, it was not a dream because it came up from an accident. But that is where now the window opens for opportunities. Okay? And so what would I do with $150,000 that comes in today? All right. Let's have some fun. It's too much money. I can't. I lost a stack of 10 grand. Darn it. Okay. So with 150, what would I do is I would still spend only $5,000 into fun. Because with $5,000, you can have quite a bit of fun. You don't need to spend a crazy amount. Okay? I would max out my Roth IRA. I would make sure that money comes into my emergency fund. And what else would I do? Well, to be honest with you, I would put probably about $30,000 of which to what I call treasury bills. This gives me as well a pretty satisfactory return of about 5.5% without state and local taxes, okay? That's an agreement that you do with the government. So I would put, again, about $30,000 into T-bills. Okay. The other thing that I would do personally is I would look into investing at least $50,000 in the stock market. So now we have most of our things being invested. And what else would I do with the remaining 30? Well, if you have a kid, 529 college savings. Boom. That's on the side. If you need to buy a car, I would probably look for what is called a certified pre-owned. And the sweet spot to buy a car is between 2 and 3 years when the car has 40,000 miles still under warranty. Otherwise, I go on Facebook Marketplace, like you may have to in your recommendations while we're speaking about this, and you look for a car that is around, at least $7,000. That's where the car generally tend to break down, is when they are below that threshold. Again, it's depending on the deal. But I would look for buying a car or a mean of transportation that can increase my coverage for employment. Okay? That's what I would do with this money. And now you also have potentially, that's really depending on the situation that you're in, still funds available to partake into real estate investments. And that is where I bring the concept of hard money lending. I've received a ton of questions around that, so let me explain briefly what this is about. Hard money lending is a concept where you are being approached by, let's say, an individual builder or some form of real estate investor person that either do flips or they do small constructions, but they are interested in a project where they do not want to find debt on their own, and they go through what is called as private lenders. So I would act as a private lender where the project is being pitched to me, and I say, okay, how much do you need? How much interest am I going to be paid? Generally, it's monthly payments. Right now on hard money lending, I ask about 15%. And what are the finances of the project? So what do I look when I look at the project? Well, number one, I look at the address, okay? And generally, in real estate, you make money in real estate the day you buy the asset. Okay, for the most part. And preferably, I like to be in areas that are generally have proven track records. I don't like to take too much risk, where money in the deal is greater than the expected resale value, where there is at least a margin of 30%. Okay, a 30% buffer of profit for the project. And depending on how much you invest into that, you can ask and negotiate with the real estate person on the interest that you would be paid on it. So, to make it a little bit more simple, I would lend $100,000 for the project with monthly payment of 15% under a trust, okay? Where I have an LLC that benefits me for protection of the assets. And you definitely want to vet all of the individuals that you're working with by asking for their track record. From that point, I look at the finances of the project. If the project showcase, number one, the quality of the modeling is key for the seriousness of the firm. Number two, the profitability needs to be at least 30%. Number three, I don't want to be the sole investor in the project. So generally, I'm joined with about 5 to 10 other investors. And number four, I want to make sure that I'm not going all in on the first deal that I go with that person. My first investment with them was freaking $5,000. And today I've invested over $50,000 with them. Okay? Because I have trusted them. So you don't want to go all in. In fact, if I'm being transparent, I've had some fails. So sometimes the project, they don't pan out. So it's a fairly higher risk because you're being also paid about 15% or so, whereas the stock market is, depending on your position, lower risk, lower return, but it's not liquid money, meaning that if I invest, generally the project takes between 4, 6, 7 months, sometimes a year, and I can't cash out that money. That money is locked for a certain period of time. What's very nice about this is then when it comes to the taxation aspect of those types of investments, it is quite advantageous. So that's a little bit about how I would allocate today my money against. This is a very basic approach that covers every ground, a little bit of where I would want to put my skin in the game. If you have a little business, you would want to potentially invest into businesses. But again, at its root, the core is make sure that you have your retirement guarantee, which you didn't. You have an emergency fund. You have a little bit of money on your checking, but not that much. And that you're being thoughtful about how much do you allocate to fun. So a lot of that money was spared away and flew in a matter of 2 years. Which is not, think about this. All of this, actually, I had money on the floor. So everything that you're seeing here, hundreds of dollars of bills, have flown away. So we need to find a way, now coming back to our story together, to put in principles and functions, the structure that allows you to safeguard this. Because what you've been doing is just been giving away left and right to everyone, and you've got a little bit taken advantage of by the system. So let's bring back together our story of what would I do if I was in your shoes. Now, let's get you back on track. Number one, I'm going to do something that's a little bit different for you. I'm going to identify 3 categories just for you that I'm going to define as such: live, fun, and future. Okay? Because when we think about how you've put together your budget, I don't think those speak to you. Needs, wants, because for you, a need is kind of your jewelry, it's kind of your lattes and stuff. But that's not what a need is. So live, this is basic necessity to live. Fun, this is where I would categorize for you your jewelry, your lattes, your clothes. And future, this is the one we need to work on together. Future is going to be key. So to live today, right now, Destiny, you need $2,177 per month. Satisfying that, you can live, and you're not spending a dime on jewelry, you're not spending a dime on clothes, nothing. You need $2,000, a little bit more than $2,000 per month to live. Okay? The fun, I want to really define it for you. The fun is clothes, the fun is lattes, the fun is jewelries, the fun is alcohol, it's drinks, it's going out. I'm going to put it at $200. $200. So the clothes that you bought the other day at $250, that cannot happen every month. Okay? $200 is for that group of expenses. Okay? And then the future. This is where I want you to save in your mind right now per month. I need you to save $600. $600 is the target. Okay? How do we accomplish that? And now let me speak to you. I think what's going on is you do not have the rhythm of life that prevents you from spending money. What happens, and the statistics have proven, is if you don't work, people that are unemployed, they tend to spend more money than when they were employed because they are bored, because they don't have anything really going on. I'm generalizing, but I need to get your mind occupied with things that are going to be fruitful for your future. And how do we do that? It's potentially fill your time with things of passion that can pay. What about working in the fields of animals, animal rescues? Think about this. You have a good heart and you have a really good philanthropy vibe going for you. Why don't you invest a little bit of time, get yourself into those fields? Because then, let me tell you, when your mind is going to be picked up by having to satisfy the condition of that job, which generally they're a little bit more laid back, they're not going to have you the pressure of math or the pressure of cashiers, or it's generally a more volunteer driven, but bring it to the next level. So first get your foot in potentially an animal rescue shelter or any of that, where you feel something that's gratifying for you and that can potentially give you some form of income, because those do pay. Those non-profits, they allow for those type of opportunities. And what this is going to do is it's going to fill your time, not having you to go on crazy shopping sprees all over the place. And on top of that, this is what I need you to do after that. Of course, we're going to stop all of the BS expenses, not necessary, to $200 per month. I'm going to need you to find the time to list exactly how and where is the money that you feel you've been taken advantage of, and list the name, the amount, and for you, the probability, the chance that you can get that money back. You need to put that into a list and to order them, because I want you to start prioritizing the ones that you feel you're going to have the greatest chance to get back. Okay? Some of the ones that I think are going to be the best ones for you is the car, right? Because you have fallen under a massive scam where you have bank receipts of them asking you to go all around the city for that shit. Number two, you can protect through lemon law. That is generally applies to new cars, but you definitely can fight around this. And they screw you over like no tomorrow. And so this to me is a priority, because right now you're underwater $7,000 on your car. Crazy. And you've put a $10,000 payment on a dump that's not even working. I mean, come on. Because I don't want you to spend time on something that's going to cost you more than you're going to get. For example, some of the things that you're telling me for $2,000 when you need to bring in a lawyer, an hour for a lawyer is $400 to $500. So what's the probability that this is going to get you? But there is probably $10,000 or plus $1,000 in the car. I'd rather you invest that money and time in the car than into gathering back $600 from nobody that doesn't care and has lost contact since. So be very thoughtful and target them just step at the time. Maximum 3 at a time. Because right now, from what you're telling me, you're on 50 of them, but you can't really track what's going on. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to call this guy. Oh, this guy passed away. I need to call his son and so on.
Yeah.
So many that you can't really track on. And the results right now, who have you collected from? Zero. So you need to structure yourself again. I am not an expert when it comes to how, people that are, individuals in your case that may be facing learning difficulties and so on. I'm not an expert in that. So I don't really know if this speaks to you. But But what I'm saying is, again, this is what I would do. I would really try to bring some structure to your life. It's a little bit all over the place for me. I'm going to tell you to not pay the credit card that you have right now. Your credit score is shot. It's dead. Okay? I see really good payment history on your car, so you're not going to get repossessed on it for now. What we're going to do is we're going to let those cards rot in collection. I need you to be cash heavy today. Cash heavy. You are living in a very, very good situation when it comes to your housing. Jackpot. Because let me tell you, if you didn't have that housing at $400, we would be in a very different spot today. Huh? Very different spot. In fact, you can't afford anything really higher than that, to be honest with you. So let those cards rot in collections. We don't care for now. You're not going to buy a house anyway. I want you to be cash heavy. And at some point, in maybe a year or 2 years, because some of them are old, you're going to call your collection and you're going to negotiate to have them going down. Okay, and then you're going to do a lump sum. So you have about $15,000 or so of credit card debt. Hopefully, it's going to cost you less than $5,000 by the time you have to touch them. Okay? Instead of using credit cards, which I don't want you in your life anymore to use them. I don't think you're made for credit cards, with much respect. I think you're using money that you don't have. And personally, I don't even think that you realize it. What I want you to think about potentially is using a card that I really enjoy, which is called a fees card. And what a fees card is, it's a debit card that you use as if you're using any other debit card. Every day they pay kind of your expenses that you've done during the day, and they report that to the credit bureau. Okay, there is no fee, no credit check, no interest. It's a safe card. You don't have the risk of overspending. And why I really like that is because it acts the same way as if it was a credit card, but there is no risk. There is no risk. So I want you at some point to build back your credit score. In fact, we have a link in the description. I really enjoy them if you guys want to check it out. But you're going to shoot back on your credit score. And when it comes to steps for you, and I will put all of this into a page at the end so it makes all sense, to save that $600, you have two, you remember, huh? That's the future fund that we want. You have two things. Either one, which is a visualization. So let's say at the beginning of the year or for the next remaining of the year, you put a thermometer in your room. You draw a thermometer. I don't know if you're good at drawing. And every month, you color that thermometer. Oh, I've made that. So that it gives you a visualization of a goal. Okay? That's one option. Another option is an envelope system, okay, where you open envelopes and you put cash into them. But that's something that you never touch. This is savings, okay, physical envelopes. Another step, if you like to game, is, again, a system of envelopes where it's envelope 1 to 100. And, you can fill your savings, like an emergency fund type of savings, by, the envelope number 2, you put $2 in it. The envelope number 13, you put $13. And that's a way for you to play a game of savings without even realizing, oh, I have an extra $50. Let me put that $50 into the $50 envelope. See what I mean? There are some of those products. I want you to find a way, because the system, you're not seeing it. The system, you don't work with the banking system. Find a way that speaks to you, Destiny. Is it something visual? Is it an envelope? Or is it an automatic payment that gets withdrawn from your account and you don't even see that money? Every month, what you can do is set up a payment that goes from your account to a saving account or a high-yield emergency fund and so on, high-yield saving account, and you don't even see that money. So that goes, and it's no longer in your daily running expenses. Okay? With those $600, you're going to start building an emergency fund. Okay? And you're also going to start building for something retirement related. Okay? With much respect. I really enjoy our discussion. But today, the train is going through, Destiny. The train is going through. You're 39. Okay? 0 in retirement in the United States system is a shot in the leg. You can't sustain that. The retirement system in the US will not support you. That's blank as it is. It is on you to partake in it. If you don't partake, you're going to be part of the leftovers on Social Security or disability, whatever will apply when it applies, and then enjoy living on peanuts, okay, like many others do. And I had some people sitting in these chairs. It's a different life. It's really tough. You have the age, you have the health, you have the intelligence, you have the experience. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking take advantage of some of those best years to build ourselves the right way. So here I present it to you because, again, I'm not an expert, okay? So I present to you different ideas or seeds that I want to put in your mind to think about how you can approach those processes with better structure, better way of thinking, and hopefully better outcome. What do you think?
I would. I need better for myself. I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to think for yourself, Destiny. You think to save. You need to think for, Destiny in 10 years. Is she going to look at herself today and say, darn, I wish you would have taken the steps? Mm-hmm. Because I've had countless of stories of people that are on these seats that you were right now. And they tell me just that. Darn. I wish I knew. Well, today, I'm going to put everything to paper. There is absolutely no reason for you not to take the steps, assuming that you can make it work for you to make it happen. You're not too late. Just get back on that train because it's passing through. And then after a while, it's too late. So, do you shake my hand? Then in a month, I'm going to call Destiny and I'm going to have some positive news for you to tell me. You take this action. Does accountability?
Yes.
All right, Destiny, do you have any final words as we wrap up our discussion?
I feel better. I feel great. Everything you told me, I'm registering it, and the knowledge you gave me, I need to do better. I'm going to. I am.
Live, fun, future.
Yes.
Let's work on that future.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, guys, for following along on this atypical story, and definitely a very interesting background. And I'm really rooting for you. We encourage you to also check out my resources in the description below of the companies that I really enjoy and I use myself. Until then, guys, I see you next time. À bientôt.
Hello, Destiny. This is Romain. How are you doing?
Hello.
So, I know it's been a couple of weeks, my dear friend. What has been going on? I have some questions for you. You remember you shook my hand, Destiny, so I'm looking for some good updates. What's going on?
I actually think it's been good. I actually got a couple of side jobs. One is for babysitting dogs and cats, and I just got a job Saturday. Yeah, and then I have an interview with the animal shelter when I come back from my trip. So, yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. Okay. And then when it comes to your expenses, with the lattes, all the shopping and so on, have you been a little bit more mindful on that?
I have. Yes, I have been a little bit mindful.
When we think about the list that I asked you to put together of, the money that you can recoup, have you been able to put that as well and kind of strategize on that front?
Yep. I just talked to my lawyer today, and I just dropped the truck off to see what's going on with it. And I told him that we're going to have to do the lemon law, too, with that dealership. So, yeah, he's working on it.
Okay. So you're probably going to be able to get back some money on that front.
Yep.
Okay. And so everything kind of has worked out the way it should. Right now it's pretty much about time for things to get in line, right?
Yep. Now that I have an interview with the shelter, and then I'm just waiting for another background check on the delivery service here in where I live, and then I'll be good.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
I did it.
You're doing it. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Destiny. It's all about consistency of efforts, okay? You've taken a great step forward. Just keep working. Don't think that it's all over right now, okay? You've taken the most difficult, which is the first step, but let's keep in the game, okay? You started a new game. Just continue playing it, and you're gonna be all right, okay?
Yep. And I did put the list down of for the lawsuits thing, so that's what I'm focused on right now is the dealership and then the small things afterwards.
Excellent. I'm really happy about this, especially for your working in your passion. I feel like this is something that's going to speak to you, and you're still doing okay when it comes to the clinical trial. Not too many side effects and so on. You're doing good.
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, yep.
All right. Don't lose too much, Destiny. Don't lose too much. Health always primes money. Okay.
I know. I'm doing good.
Excellent. Well,
little job.
Very happy for this update. I look forward for us to continue chatting. As always, my line is always open to you if you have any questions. But other than that, congratulations on those moves and good luck with everything, Destiny.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.